Hey everyone, it's Alex from the Whiskey Geeks and the whiskeygeeks.com, and today we've got another of our short box video series. So what I'm going to be looking at today is The Last Ronin, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles story. This actually is the director's cut of the issue 1. So so far there have been 2 issues that have been released. I'm just going to focus on the first one. Don't want to get too much into an ongoing story that might have some spoilers if people haven't been able to pick it up yet. But this is an incredible story, and something really interesting that you learn in the director's cut version of it is it has Kevin Eastman's original pitch for this story back in 1987, where he wrote out the basic plot points of how he envisioned this, and then you actually see his handwritten notes now superimposed over top of that from 2019, where he was then re-pitching this, saying, hey, we could still use this bit, and why don't we change this? So it's super interesting for having read the director's cut version and all the extra stuff at the back to get some of those extra details. But for those of you that don't know, The Last Ronin finds the last surviving Ninja Turtle in the future, trying to avenge his fallen brothers and Splinter, as the city is ruled by the Foot Clan, and it's actually ruled by the Shredder's grandson, Oroko Hitoro. And it starts off with the last Ninja Turtle. I mean, I'll show it to you here, but he's dressed all in black. He has a black mask, and he is carrying one katana, a staff, a sai, a pair of nunchucks, and he's got a tonfa, and you have no idea who it is. So it starts off with him on the outskirts of the city, and then he of course uses the sewers to get in and infiltrate into this futuristic city, which has like walking robot ninjas, and everything is very much locked down, and the lower levels of the city, like in a lot of sort of futuristic films or books or comics, whatever it is, the lower levels are sort of where, you know, like the poor, the ruffians are, and then as you get further into the city and higher up in the city, that's where of course the ruling class is. So the master of the Foot Clan is in this tower right in the center of the city, and the last surviving Ninja Turtle is trying to infiltrate all the way there to go and seek his revenge. So the title of this, part 1, it's actually titled Wish for Death. It's got this really cool splash page right at the start, which just shows sort of, you know, like New York City walled off with the lights, and then the tower right in the center. It's got amazing, I mean, the artwork always is amazing with Ninja Turtles. The story is really cool because you don't find out who the actual turtle is until the very last page of issue 1. I'm not going to spoil it, just in case you haven't watched it. I grew up watching the movies and the cartoons. In case you haven't read this book yet, I'm not going to go ahead and spoil that. I want the reveal to be as fun for you as it was for us and for me when I first read it. So it follows the path of the turtle as he, you know, goes layer and layer and bypasses security here, and it's all the classic bits. You know, you've got sais getting thrown and you know, taking out some of these robots. The martial arts is incredible. It's a bit more of a grizzled, older Ninja Turtle. You can see that he's not in you know, tip-top shape. He's getting tired. He's finding it more difficult. Some of the robots that he's going up against have had upgrades, he says, so they're a little bit faster. They're blocking stuff that normally he was used to getting through. But it's super interesting. And at one point, one of the really cool visuals that you see is he's got all 4 of the colored masks that they all wore, and he lays them across each one of the weapons as he's you know, preparing for something. Again, I don't want to get into it too much, and it's so even at that point when he's sitting and he's laying it all out, you get this great imagery of the 4 masks, and he's paying homage to his fallen brothers. And throughout the story, there's this conversation that he's having in his mind, and then from off panel you get these little bubbles of text that are coming in, and he's actually having this conversation with his 3 fallen brothers, and they're saying, like, I think this is a bad idea, and like, are you sure you're gonna make that jump? So it's nice. It does have it still has some of that lighter feel that you get from the Ninja Turtles, but it's obviously a very serious book. It's a bit of a darker take, you know, like there's loss, there's real pain that you can feel from the one surviving. He feels guilty about the fact that he survived, clearly. When you get into the second book, it explores and gets into a bit of that a little bit more. There's some flashbacks that happen that shows how certain of the Ninja Turtles met their end, how it happened. You get a bit of a story about what maybe broke up the Turtles, what happened to Splinter. Little bit of Casey Jones, April O'Neil sprinkled in there. So it really does hits that nostalgia for me as a big fan of the Ninja Turtles when the movie came out. I can't believe it's been 30 years since the Ninja Turtles sort of came onto the scene. And I still remember going to the movie theater in London, Ontario. My whole family went. I'm pretty sure my brother had to sit like off by himself. Like there weren't enough seats because it was packed, it was sold out. And I mean, he must have been like 7, and I'm pretty sure he had to sit like off on his own. And I think he's told the story where like some random dude is just like, hey, you want some popcorn? Anyways, and we came out and we were doing spin kicks, or what we thought were spin kicks, and it actually led to both of us taking karate for several years, and it was all because we loved the Turtles. So this book, absolutely incredible so far. I've got obviously the first 2. I picked up the director's cut because I wanted to see all that extra stuff that was in there as well. So artwork's fantastic. Like Kevin Eastman, like the writing's amazing. Like him and Laird are back together. Like they're writing the story together. They've passed off the ongoing series to let someone else sort of take the reins, which allowed them to go back and like revisit this idea that I guess he's had since 1989, and he's now been able to have the time to like really put some thought and some work to developing this, to getting this out. So it's awesome. It gets the Whiskey Geeks seal of approval. I highly recommend you go out and find a copy of it, give it a read. Let us know what you think. Put some comments down there. Let us know if you were surprised by who the remaining Ninja Turtle was. I'm not sure what I expected really, but I was happy. Obviously, I'm happy with whoever's there. But it was a great read. It had a nice reveal at the end of issue 1, and it looks like you're going to get a bit of the backstory throughout this series. So I'm very excited to see where it goes. So from us here at the Whiskey Geeks, hope you're having a great night. And remember, Scotch and stories, they belong together. Cheers.